As Central Sports' Bob McManaman ranks all 32 teams in the NFL after the first 2 weeks of the season. There is quite a bit of shuffling as last week's number 1 team dropped 6 spots. Last week's rankings are in parenthesis. Follow McManaman on Twitter at @AsBobbyMac. Find A Game NFL Week 3 Schedule Rundown. 32 New York Jets stopped me if you've heard this before, and with the first overall pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select .31. 28 Indianapolis Colts Chuck Pagano has never lost 3 games in a row as the Colts head coach. Good thing these guys get the Browns this week. Or is it 30? 27 Chicago Bears honestly didn't think they'd be this bad this early, but they are. Mike Glennon wasn't super horrible last time out, but everyone in the Windy City is about to hear chants of Trubisky. They've scored just 9 points after 2 weeks. The offensive coordinator has already been fired. Who's next? 28. 31 San Francisco 49ers. These dudes aren't much better than the Bengals, offensively. They've only scored 12 points and yay, we get to watch them play the Rams this Thursday night. Let's just hope it's not another one of those dreaded color rush games, eh? More check out the NFL's highest paid players regardless of position. 27. 30 Cleveland Browns. If you can explain to me how the O2 Brownies actually moved up in these lovely, wonderful rankings, I'll let you write them 1 week. Oh wait, never mind. It's because the teams behind them all suck worse, that's why. 26. 25 New Orleans Saints. Only the lowly Jets 66 have given up more points than the Saints 65. Man, and I thought this defense had actually gotten better. It hasn't. And the offense is a complete mess. 2.25. 24 Buffalo Bills played a whole game and managed just a field goal against the Panthers. Hey, at least Carolina kicked 3 of them to win 93. Shady McCoy needs to get well fast, although it's not going to make a huge difference with this team, sadly. 24. 23 Los Angeles Chargers. Just when the O2 Bolts didn't think things could get any worse, they welcome the Red Hot Chiefs to town this week. Yeah, the AFC West rivals that have destroyed them 6 straight times. Oh goody. 23. 22 Los Angeles Rams. Aaron Donald might be back after that messy contract squabble, but the Rams looked nothing like they did a week ago in their season opener, when they actually looked pretty good. Todd Gurley wasn't bad, though. NFL Price Index. How much it costs to follow each team. 22. 20 New York Giants. They have no running game and no pass protection. That puts a big fat target on Eli Manning, who has held onto the ball too long in 2 straight losses to start the season. Not ready to give up on the G-men just yet, but it's been ugly football so far. 21. 26 Houston Texans. Outside of J.J. Watt's super humanitarian efforts to raise money for hurricane victims, the only real positive thing I saw out of this team last Thursday night was a sweet 49-yard touchdown run by rookie quarterback Deshaun Watson. 20. 21 Washington Redskins. Not sure what to make of this team yet. Personally, I think they're posers, but we should get a clearer picture Sunday night when they host the Raiders. I'm expecting a big, fat Washington loss myself. What say you? 19. 16 Jacksonville Jaguars. A week after registering 10 sacks in their opener, the Jaguars could only get to the Titans' Marcus Mariota once and they got buried. 3,716. Move, pass, go and drop 3 spots. 0.18. 18 Carolina Panthers. They're 20 but look pretty average in doing so. Has anyone been paying close attention to Cam Newton? I have a little, and something just doesn't look quite right. Related ranking. The NFL's top 100 players entering season 17. 15 Minnesota Vikings. Case Keenum is no Sam Bradford and Sam Bradford is no, oh, never mind. Look, there are some things I really like about the Vikings. Wait, I'm still thinking. Just kidding. I like their coach, the rookie running back Dalvin Cook, the nifty receiver, Stephon Diggs, and defensive end Everson Griffin, the Agua-Fria high product. 0.16. 19 Baltimore Ravens. Don't look now, but the Ravens defense is starting to look like the Ravens defense of old. They've forced 10 turnovers already, a 20, and will look to feast on Jaguars quarterback Blake Bortles on Sunday. 0.15. 17 Arizona Cardinals. The defense should be able to carry the load until the offense finally gets on track, and I think it will before too long. I'm curious to see how the Cardinals look to bottle up Ezekiel Elliott, assuming he plays Monday night, and he probably will. The Broncos gave the Cardinals the blueprint on how to do it. 0.14. 14 Miami Dolphins. The edge to the Chargers in Week 2 and should be able to clobber the Jets on Sunday to improve to 20. Show me more, Miami, and I'll get interested. Maybe. 13. 13 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Many of the starters hadn't seen any game action in a month, but they looked pretty sharp in routing the Bears. 297. Go Bucks. NFL fan rankings where fans of each team stand. 12. 9 Philadelphia Eagles. Their secondary is awfully beat up at the moment. That's never a good thing with a receiver like Odell Beckham Jr. and the Giants coming to town in Week 3. Even as bad as Eli Manning has looked. 11. 7 Dallas Cowboys to Broncos. Made the Cowboys look very average on both sides of the ball. Ezekiel Elliott had more carries 9 than rushing yards 8. The offensive line got beat repeatedly and the defense wasn't there at all. Suddenly, the Cardinals are starting to feel pretty good about Monday night's home opener in Glendale. 10. 8 Seattle Seahawks. They managed to slip by the 49ers, 129, but without a reliable offensive line and running game, Russell Wilson is going to be asked to do too much. The Seattle defense will have to lead the way for a mighty long time, in my opinion. 9. 11 Tennessee Titans. Know this bunch is trending upward, but let's pull back on some of the hype. They won't stay in Bobby Mack's top 10 for terribly long. They're still more of a fun dark horse than a legitimate contender at this point. They get the Seahawks this week, by the way. 8. 12 Denver Broncos. Impressive win over the Cowboys, Denver, but let me just send a little friendly message to Von Miller here, if you don't mind. Dude, quit jumping offside in search of sacks. Makes you look a little selfish and your coaches hate it. More NFL teams make list ranking world's most valuable teams. 7. 10 Detroit Lions. EDIDNT have the Lions as a playoff team, but you just never know. They've shown some real fight and resiliency in starting 20, even if the wins came against an ordinary-looking Cardinals team and a very bad Giants team on Monday night. If they can find a way to beat the Falcons at home this week, they might actually be legit. 6. 1 Green Bay Packers. He told these cats last week not to make me look bad after ranking them number 1. Guess what? They made me look bad. As punishment, you guys drop 5 spots. Even without all those injuries you suffered Sunday night against the Falcons, I still think you probably would have lost, judging from what I watched. Get well soon, though. 5. 6 Atlanta Falcons. Can't say anything negative about the Falcons. The offense is impressive, the defense look real enough and scary. And everybody loves your new stadium with a roof that opens like the beginning of a James Bond movie. Very cool. 4. 5 Oakland Raiders. Nobody has a better scoring differential in the NFL than the Raiders, who are a +35 after a 20 start after jack stomping the Jets. Derek Carr and Michael Crabtree hooked up for 3 touchdowns. Marshawn Lynch returned to his hometown and delivered behind one of the best defensive lines in football, and it's looking like 2002 all over again. 3. 3 Pittsburgh Steelers manhandled the Sam Bradford-less Vikings, but the offense overall has just been average so far to me. Let's see if the Steelers can really uncork it this week when they travel to Soldier Field against the Baby Bears. It could be epic. NFL's most appealing player. It's a Cardinal. 2. 4 New England Patriots. Like you didn't expect the Patriots and Tom Brady to bounce back the way they did and destroy the Saints. I didn't think they'd stomp on them as quick as they did, but it just goes to show you how pissed they were following their season-opening embarrassment at the hands of the guys I have ranked just ahead of them. 1. 2 Kansas City Chiefs. Let me just preface this by saying as great as the Chiefs have looked after the first 2 weeks of the season, they won't occupy this sacred place in the Bobby Mack power rankings for entirely too long. Well, at least until mid-October when they run into the Steelers, Raiders and Broncos during a particularly tough 3-game stretch. Reach McManaman at bob.mcmanaman@arizonarepublic.com. Follow him on Twitter at @AsBobbyMac and listen to him live every Monday at 5:30 p.m. on NBC Sports Radio 1060 AM with Rock and Manuch, and every Wednesday night between 7 to 9 on Fox Sports 910 AM on The Freaks with Kenny and Crash.